song. We'll sing that one. Its name is Arakena Maya Jale. Small sweet. Arakena Maya Jale. पढ़िते छो जीवमिना केनो माया जाले जीवमिना আর কেন মায়া জালে পড়িতেছ জীবমিনা আর কে মায়া জালে নাহি জানবদ্ধ হয়ে রোবে তুমি চিরদিনা না বদ্ধ হয়ে রোবে তুমি চিরা নাহি যার বদ্ধ হয়ে রোবে তুমি চিরদিনা নাহি জানবদ্ধ আতি তুচ্ছ ভোগাশে বন্ধি হয়ে মায়া পাশে ভোগাশে আতি তুচ্ছ ভোগাশে বন্ধি হয়ে মায়া পাশে রহিলে বিকৃত ভাবে দণ্ডে যথা পরাধীন विकृत भावे दंडे यथा रहिले विकृत भावे दंडे यथा पराधीन एक न भक्ति बले कृष्ण प्रेमा सिंधु जले को भक्ति बले कृष्ण प्रेमा एको न भक्ति बले कृष्ण प्रेमा सिंधु जले भक्ति बले सिंधु क्रीडा कोरियाना से ताक तुम्हें कृष्णाधीना क्रीडा कोरियाना से ताको तुम्हें क्रीडा कोरियाना से ताको तुम्हें कृष्णाधीना কেনো মায়া জালে পড়িতেছ জীবামিনা মায়া জালে পড়িতেছ নাহি জান বদ্ধ রবে তুমি চিরদিনা নাহি জান বদ্ধ হয়ে রবে তুমি চিরদিনা আর কেন মায়া জালে পড়িতেছ জীবমিনা Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Anybody doesn't know the meaning of this song? You know the meaning of this song? That what example which we give fish out of the water, the jiva in this material world. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has composed the song that you are now out of the water in an unnatural state, and who has captured, somebody captures when the fish comes out of the water. The fisherman captures the fish. So, in the same fashion, Maya has captured. And what Dandya? Now there will be Danda. Will be, it will, Maya will be troubling, giving, persecuting. So, Rohile Vikrita Bhave, he describes this existence of this living entity in this material world is there present here, but is in Vikrita form. Some some what do you call it, Vikrita in English? Perverted form. Yeah, everything is there, what is there in the spiritual world, but is in Vikrit form, like that. And Ekona Bhakati Bale, Krishna Prema Sindhu Jale. Now he describes the same analogy that this fish will be very happy when it will get into back into the ocean of the bliss of bhakti. Like that. Very simple, very beautiful song. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोदिष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरू श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरतुषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. What am I to end? Four, na? Uh, so there we had started discussing from Charitamrita until Lila chapter number 5, how Pradyumna Mishra learns Srimad Bhagavatam from Ramananda Rai. Something like that the name of chapter is. And then how many verses we have read last time? 21. Wow. I'm so happy something is remembered from the previous class. Anyway, those who are joining for the first time for this discussion, to recap is there is one great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His name is Pradyumna Mishra, and he is feeling very uneasy in his life. So he feels that he should go and hear Krishna Katha, and he chooses directly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to hear from. Today's Bhagavatam class will be given by. So he goes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he says, I would like to hear about Krishna from you. So fortunate these devotees are they can go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and directly ask. Mahaprabhu says, I don't know anything about Krishna. I don't I whatever I learn from Krishna is from Ramananda Rai. You go and hear from him. And then he comes to Ramananda Rai's home to hear from him about Krishna. And then he's not there. Ramananda Rai is not there, and then the servant is there, and the servant says that Ramananda is preparing the girls for dancing in front of Lord Jagannath. And then this is the description what preparation Ramananda is making is bathing them, massaging their body with the oils, dressing them, and then training them how to do the dance in front of Lord Jagannath and express their emotions of love. So something like that. And the description goes that he writes one song drama in the form of song. What is the name of that drama? Huh? You heard it? Jagannath Vallabh Natika. It is performed in Chopati first 1 year. You can see that video. Jagannath Vallabh Natika. So uh, there we have come to this particular point. This is verse number 20. We'll take one step back and then move ahead. So this is verse number 20 where what Ramananda is doing for these girls. And it looks very weird to Pradyumna Mishra. It doesn't say anything. As gentlemanly people don't say anything. They just keep their emotions in their mind. Even if something is good or bad or whatever. Good they express sometimes, many times. But something is uneasy for them, then we may not be appreciating, but no need of putting it out. So he feels odd that how come Ramananda Rai getting the girls ready doesn't look so good, right? So like that it crosses his mind and then he leaves from there. But it will come one by one. So here Ramananda Rai is making the girls ready with such an intimacy, but he is not getting affected by it. And the secret of that is being described in this verse. Very beautiful verse. सेव्य बुद्धि आरोपिया करे न सेवना ओके स्वाभाविक दासी भाव करे न आरोपण Srila Ramananda Rai used to act in that way because he thought of himself in his original position as a maid servant of the gopis. Thus, although externally he appeared to be a man, internally in his original spiritual position, he considered himself as a maid servant and considered the two girls gopis. So beautiful. I was so fascinated by this particular translation. I did not prepare last time anything, but at least I got some few moments to prepare this time. But when I was reading, I was fascinated by. Anybody remembers what discussion we did last time on this particular verse? Did we discuss something on this verse? Huh? No? Yes? Don't know? Forgot something? Choose one option. Huh? Are this is 20, Baba. Hmm. Anybody? Nobody? Somebody? ठीक है जाने दो. Very nice. I'm happy. So Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes in his Amrit Pravah Bhasya, Srila Ramananda Rai composed a drama named Jagannath Vallabh Natika, and he engaged two young girls who were professional dancers and singers to demonstrate the ideology of the drama. I am happy because you forgot, so I can speak whatever I spoke last time. Such girls who are called Devadasis are still employed in the temple of Jagannath, where they are called Maharis. Sri Ramananda Rai engaged two such girls and because they were meant to play the part of the gopis, he taught them how to awaken thoughts like those of the gopis. Because these gopis are worshipable personalities, Ramananda Rai, who considered the two girls gopis and himself their maidservant, engaged in their service by massaging their bodies with oils to cleanse them completely. Because Ramandra always placed himself in the position of the maidservant of the gopis, his rehearsal with the girls was actually on the spiritual platform. Because there was no question of personal sense gratification when Sri Ramananda Rai was serving the girls, his mind was steady and his body untransformed. This is not to be imitated, nor is such a mentality possible for anyone. But Sri Ramananda Rai, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will explain, the example of Sri Ramananda, uh, the example of Sri Ramananda Rai is certainly unique. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita has given this description because in perfect devotional service, one can attain such a position. Nonetheless, one must understand this subject very seriously and never attempt to imitate such activities. Perfect purport. Everything is there in this purport. Nothing is all kinds of conclusions which people can derive from this. Prabhupada has shot them down very nicely, very perfectly. So first one is very important. Ramananda Rai was not agitated in doing this because he was not considering them as their his object of enjoyment. And then the one line is one line is that beautiful line. Ramananda Rai, who considered the two girls gopis and himself their maidservant, engaged in their service by massaging their body. Because Ramananda Rai always placed himself in the position of the maidservant of the gopis, his rehearsal with the girls was actually on the spiritual platform. Because there was no question of personal sense gratification when Ramananda Rai was serving the girls, his mind was steady and his body untransformed. This is not to be imitated. Okay, whatever. But I was very inspired by this verse because the whole world we will be seeing based upon the platform, the consciousness, the internal mood in which we are. And the whole world will be seen with that particular vision. Invariably, it's like uh, we give a common example. You just roam around in the city, you never consider so many girls pass away from you. But then you get engaged with some girl tomorrow, and then you always try and consider he's my wife, he's my wife. Yesterday you did not consider him as a wife. Now why you are so much? Yesterday mood was different. Today's mood is different. Today you got engaged. Now you consider that he's my wife now. But yesterday chashma gone. Now there is internal eye on which platform we keep ourselves. We will be seeing the world like that one. Whatever is the training given, whatever way the vision is given, the world will be seen to us with that way. Then Ramananda never considered these are my object of enjoyment. That's why he's not transformed or he's not agitated or he never considered that he's doing something inappropriate. He considered I'm making the girls ready for the service of Krishna. So, and that's why Prabhupada is saying not to me. Somebody should not consider, oh, I am also, well, think that I will make the girls ready for, they will not get ready. We will get out of the system. But very, I have seen in my school children, and this is not this example of seeing the world with the vision, with this example of the engagement of the boy and girl is not just one thing. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It just have to be highlighted very nicely. The boys take their admission in the school and colleges. Now the parents, this upbringing, the college and everything, whatever vision they are given about the college, they keep that vision. You mix with the boys. I'm the students who all the time criticize the college. This is wrong, that is wrong, teacher is wrong, mess is wrong, accommodation is wrong, hostel is wrong, warden is wrong. All foolish people, they all are there for eating the property of student and this and that. Now he has got the chashma. Now college does something. He bring the course. These guys have introduced this course for eating our money. But every single thing will be seen by that particular vision only. This is the internal, and we exactly behave accordingly in outside thing. Whatever is in internally have imbibed, the same will be coming out in every single action. It's not separate for the devotee also. The devotees are also in that same. Whatever vision we create, we create the vision of service, we create the vision of sacrifice, we create the vision of our internal vision of cooperation. Then no fighting, no confusion, no nothing will come. It becomes our second nature because this is my service, this is my duty, this is my gratitude, this is my. So this you interpret the things going around in that particular fashion. On another fashion, like I remember the incident when Gaurang was sharing this. He, Radhanath Maharaj was on walk in the ashram and then he saw the papers are littered here and the ashram is unclean, this, that, and all. And then he had given the class and then he had put the concept in front of the brahmachari that you should consider this as your home and then these things will not happen. And he shares he couldn't make the connection between the two first. If I consider this at my home and this kachara cleanliness of the ashram, how come it is have any relationship with each other? Right. No, it was an address for that purpose only, but it was not mentioning that should keep your locker clean. It was not 10 steps how to keep ashram clean. Step number one, two. It was not corporate presentation. It was presentation to be brought on the level of particular consciousness. And then he was presenting that if you consider this as your home, then naturally you'll keep it clean. It's so simple. People, whatever kind of people are there, weird people also, they keep their home clean. Maybe they'll make all the kachara and throw it another's passage. That is fine. They don't understand. They don't understand that his passage is getting cleaned. I am cleaning my passage, but I am throwing the garbage in his passage. So his passage will be unclean. That they don't consider. So such a weird people also will clean their house because they consider the house is mine, and they consider the other's house is not mine. and more cultured than that will keep the house clean because they consider their own house, and then they put the garbage in proper way or something like that, right? The tenant, how the tenant should see the house of the owner, it depends what kind of vision he has developed. तेरा अपना क्या है, ये तो ठोक पोक के फोड़ के चले ठीक है 2-4 साल लगाए बाद में इधर से भागना है. So if this is his vision, he will find every day something he'll create here. He'll put a nail here, break there, ठीक है fine, this he'll repair. What's the problem? That's why they have the concept of deposit and this and that. You must be knowing everything. I'm just describing at the end of the whole thing is that हाँ जाओ तुम रहो जो करना है करो, वापस जाते वक्त मैं पूरा सर्वे करूंगा, जितना भी फूटा है उसको रिपेयर करने के लिए जितना लक्ष्मी लगता है उतना है वो डिपॉजिट से कटेगा, बाकी तुमको वापस मिलेगा. Otherwise, what is the use of deposit? But the deposit is required because you'll break everything and run away now, and repairing will take a lot of money. So that's why that hook is kept in between. You'll keep a deposit. So if somebody wants the deposit back safely, then he has to maintain, maintain the house also safely. So exactly the way why the menial services are recommended for everybody or considered especially for the brahmacharis and all or the students vidyarthi, because there is a direct connection between the action and the mind. What mind will think depends upon what actions we are performing outside, and what actions we are performing outside, accordingly the mind will be trained. If I am sweeping the floor, I cannot consider me I am a president of this temple. If you are not president, we never consider, but still we will not consider sweeping is a job of a sweeper. Cleaning you are on the gamcha and then brooming and doing pocha. What's the in due course of time, we'll consider, I'm really a servant of Krishna, probably, right? The job is of the servant. So either the senses have to be engaged in such a way, the way we can develop the mind as, or we can develop the internal system in such a way that the senses will follow externally in that particular consciousness. It's same thing like that, right? The same love marriage, there's so much love will give life for each other, will give life for each other. Now the consciousness is of attachment, and then same love transformed into the fight later on. You don't agree with some of the things of that person or something doesn't you like, and then afterwards it becomes such a big fight. Now you are going to take the life for each other. मैं तुम्हारा जान. It's like that. Now such a great transformation, how can it happen with the same person? Person is not changed, personality is not changed, the color is not changed, behavior is not changed, talk is not changed. What is changed is my vision towards seeing that particular object. It changed. Now I am completely different. So the most simplest concept can be seen in this. It's not something miraculous which Ramananda is doing. It's fully, thoughtfully, consciously is in that consciousness. These are the Krishna's objects. There is no question of enjoying that. So it's something like that, and that continues in this behavior. So, but whatever consciousness we have developed, this kind of risk cannot be taken because we are not we are still very highly conditioned personalities. This is a question in the liberated personalities, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates are not conditioned souls; they are liberated souls. What is that song which describes? Huh? गौरांगेर संगी गणे नित्य सिद्धा कोरी मने आए हुए Raja Bhumiva, something is there. The blessing is given that this personality should not be considered ordinary personality. They are great personalities. But great personalities perform something which can be seen in logical line with for the conditioned people also. If we developed our mind in such a fashion, right? If the brahmachari trains himself to be in the mood of gratitude, he'll never complain for this or that. I have got much more than what I can deserve. If this thought process goes on into the mind, either by training, either by endeavor or whatever, will hardly anything to complain about. So this is a mood. It's a mood. This is the mood of Ramananda Rai. So that's why he's not getting agitated, transformed, or anything, or the wrong thoughts is not coming in his mind because he's situated himself in some particular thoughts. The point to understand, or I felt is very much is that if we are want to develop certain quality, then there is a need to develop the internal mood like that. Either we take perform the action which will transform the mind, or we transform the mind by hearing, by contemplation in such a way that the actions will be seen in that action will be performed with that mood. So very beautiful. And then the second part which comes. Hmm. Yes, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita has given this description because in perfect devotional service one can attain such position. Everybody is qualified to attain such position. It takes time, but everybody is qualified. Will reach to that particular wonderful consciousness in due course of time. Everybody will take different time, but everybody will reach to this beautiful consciousness in due course of time. Hmm. महाप्रभुर भक्तगणेर दुर्गम महिमा ताहे रामानंदेर भाव भक्ति प्रेम सीमा. Would like to read? Should I read? I'm okay with anything. If you like to read, you can read. Okay, I'll read. Continue. The greatness of devotees of the greatness of the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exceedingly difficult to understand. Sri Ramananda Rai is unique among them all, for he showed how one can extend his ecstatic love to the extreme limit. This is exhibition of the love of the extreme limit. Why it is extreme limit? Extreme limit of love. Would you like to share something? Why this particular one is expressed extreme limit of the love, ecstatic love to the extreme limit. Our ecstatic love can be manifested in the form of ecstatic dancing, joyfully doing our devotional service, happily chanting our rounds without resistance. Why this should be considered the limit of ecstatic love? Any comments from? Hmm? This is considered as extreme. कुछ बोलने वाले कि नहीं बोलने वाले? नहीं बोलने वाले तो ऐसा कुछ जबरदस्ती नहीं है इधर कुछ भी. मैं जस्ट want to hear from all of you, nothing like that. How you think over these verses. These are very beautiful verses. हाँ बोलो. Visitor is going to speak. बोलो. Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good. In the ecstasy, we may forget prasadam. In the ecstasy, we may forget some little sleep. In the ecstasy, we may forget the fatigueness of the body. Something. But in the ecstasy, you forget lust only. Then you have gone. हो गया तुम्हारा बेड़ा पार हो गया. You must be remembering that interaction. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj writes, the beggar, in the night he gets a dream. Prabhupada has come. He said, Prabhupada, I have distributed 10,000 books. this marathon. Said, very nice. Have you conquered your lust? Puts it written the next day. Says, Prabhupada, I preached so much. 100 brahmacharis joined the temple. Prabhupada is very great. Have you conquered your lust? Hmm. Nahi, that's not done yet. Then he's writes so many interactions like this is explaining his enormous outreach which he has done. And then Prabhupada asked him, oh, yeah, very nice, but have you conquered your lust? Hmm. Nahi. So like that. We may do many things. I should not do not like that. I have lust, I will not do anything. हाँ, ऐसा भी नहीं है. And we don't match with this all this thing. खिचड़ी मत बनाओ उसका. I am saying that yes, it's all fine. By nija karma guna doshe je janma paye. We have got something. You may be smart, you may be intelligent, you may be heroic, you may be a dancer, you may be athletic or whatever, I don't know. You may be the speaker. This is got by this previous karma. It had nothing to do with. The only good thing is that we are engaging in this Krishna. So there is no greatness in this. There is nothing like that. I am something special. No, nobody special. That's all. But good thing is by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, instead of engaging here and there, all these things, I am using it in service of, offering it in the service of my spiritual master and Krishna. That's the only what we have got it. Nija karma guna doshe je janma paye. This is fine. Whatever I am going to get, I'll engage it. Get it happen by this own system. But conquering the lust is the personal choice of the living entity. He has to work it upon on him by something which is already given by the previous karma. He is anyway acquired it. He has not done anything for it. At least for this life, he has not done anything. Somebody says, I'm intelligent, I read, I remember everything, all the shloka. It's fine, Baba. You don't understand unnecessarily take a credit for this. Right. But working on this particular aspect is to enhance one's consciousness, take it beyond uh, being affected by these distractions of this world is very great. This is very something very special. There is a prayer. Take away my free will, O Krishna. Right? This is also written by Bhakti Tirth Maharaj. कृष्ण को कंप्लेन करे काय को दिया है फ्री विल मेरे को नहीं चाहिए बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ओनली देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम मेक मी अ रोबोट एंड टेक उसको पूरा प्रोग्राम चिप डाल दो अंदर प्रोग्राम बना दो भगवान की सेवा के अलावा कुछ होएगा ही नहीं नथिंग कैन बी शुड हैपन इन माय सिस्टम बॉडी माइंड in this organs and senses which will be out of devotional service take away my free will, O Krishna. Very good prayers. Krishna will not take away our free will, but he will help us to engage our free will in the right direction. So anyway, so that's why it is considered the ecstasy of love to the extreme limit is forgotten. The lust also. Yes. You can share and ask comments and questions or whatever is there at the end. We'll give some 5-10 minutes. We'd like to hear from you. It will be very great pleasure to hear from all of you. Not just for skipping the time, but we feel happy that when somebody speaks, then understand or whether we spoke it rightly or delivered it rightly or not. So it's a great pleasure for the speakers when they hear echo the messages which they have said in the class. This is 22. तबे से दुई जन नृत्य सिखैला गीतेर गुढ़ा गीतेर गुढ़ अर्थ अभिनय कराइला these two have one small same concept, so we'll take 23 and then we'll have some discussion. सदाचारी सात्विक स्थायी भावेर लक्षण मुखे नेत्रे अभिनय करे प्रकटन. Yeah, we'll read together. Ramanand Rai directed the two girls, previous verse. Ramanand Rai directed the two girls how to dance and express the deep meaning of its songs through dramatic performances. He taught them how to express the symptoms of continuous, natural, and transcendental ecstasies with the movements of their face, their eyes, and the other parts of their bodies. See, these are verses in the transcendence, but the I am to say the readers have to connect it in all levels. This is one of the great art of expressing our thoughts and the mind in the mind with the actions of the body. This is an art. Some people are very good in this. Some people are weird in this, and some people are zero in this. But this is a very important art to learn for sure. As a preacher, as a devotee, it is a very important art. A devotee is natural preacher, should be natural preacher rather. So, like that, these expressions have great meaning. It's not something unnecessary or overacting or something like that. Uh, what goes on in the mind? If you're loving somebody, there should be some gestures of love, right? Then only it will be accepted as a love. Otherwise, how come it will be? Every single gesture is conveying some thought of the mind, right? When something is lying, I'm kicking it. I am frustrated inside my mind. It's coming in the form of you may not be kicking the object to which you are frustrated with. You get it? Or somebody is very happy inside his mind. So in his walk, in his talk, you can understand he's happy, right? Right? Like that. So these expressions are in very important aspects of uh, communication. Very important aspects of communication. And the same can be done in the devotional service also. Uh, if somebody is not comfortable with this kind of things, need not have to be imitating anything. See, nothing has to be imitated. Be natural, happy. But I am saying these are important aspects of uh, behavior. And surely, when it is connected to Krishna, it becomes devotional service or it becomes the love. It's so simple. Every single aspect of the life has to be connected to Krishna. It becomes devotional aspect. It's very simple. Like we were having that communication seminar. So if somebody is trying to talk to you something, and then it is there is some four things one has to do. I am forgetting that very good things. But one of the thing is sit square. Sit square, matlab now somebody is talking here, and I am sit here, looking here. Yeah, if your hearts are connected, probably he will not also feel bad, and you may not also get distracted. Don't know, but still, in the matter of giving confidence to the person who is speaking to you, you turn him to do him like this. स्क्वायर स्क्वायर मतलब दोनों का मिलके स्क्वायर होना चाहिए. वो आपको फेस कर रहा है, आप उसको फेस कर लाइक दिस. Then you feel that, and then another one is that gesture of like this. You may not, if you do it, जबरदस्ती जरूरी नहीं कि आप सुनोगे अच्छे से. ये ऐसा भी करके लोग इधर उधर डिस्ट्रैक्ट रहते हैं. That's fine. But at least to give him the confidence that you are hearing him, instead of sitting any other way here and there and all like this. हाँ बोलो ठीक है. स्क्वायर तो है. स्क्वायर है मगर डिस्ट्रैक्शन है उसमें. तो स्क्वायर है मगर एक चीज. And then you sit like this. Okay, he's here. Now you talk. This is a simple gesture. इसमें है क्या? But the other person think that मेरे को सुनने वाला और कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, बेचारा मेरे को सुन रहा है, राइट? So it's like that. The gestures have a very direct connection. What's going on in your mind? It's simple like that. And when I'm making the point of long before we were saying this, our yoga mudras described as when you are meditating. So these two fingers, these three fingers, or whatever, I don't know exactly which has to be there. But then concentration has to do with this. If you want to make the point, you don't say the point, the point. No, these two things will come. This is the point. Now this is concentration. Never be यही है बस और कुछ नहीं. So now we never considered when you have to go to bathroom, you don't say like this, like this. You like this only. You don't have to say ये कौन सा भी उंगली ऊपर करो चलता है, ऐसे जमता नहीं है. कौन सा भी उंगली ऊपर करो तो दूसरा ही ऐसे बोलने के बाद आपको वही रोकेगा, आ जाओ जाओ, राइट? पर ऐसा ऐसा करे तो पूछेगा क्या है क्या, राइट? इट्स नॉट लाइक यू रेज एनी फिंगर एंड यू कंसिडर दैट आई विल गो टू बाथरूम. नहीं, यू हैव टू रेज पर्टिकुलर फिंगर ओनली, नॉट दैट एनी फिंगर यू रेज एंड यू से आई एम गोइंग टू बाथरूम. अरे ऐसे नहीं जमता है. लाइक सो द जेस्चर्स स्मॉलेस्ट इतने इसमें. अभी वो बोलो क्या है प्रोजी, कौन सा फिंगर हो, क्या प्रॉब्लम है, ये मेरा ये क्या, इधर क्या किया, इधर क्या किया, मतलब ऐसे जमता नहीं है. लाइक दैट. सो देयर to the Vedic system, to the deeper, subtler aspect you go, there are many things. If somebody is extremely gross, the modern world is extremely gross. कुछ भी बोलो चल जाता है, कुछ भी करो चल जाता है, फिर आप आदमी नहीं हो, आप जानवर हो, कुछ भी क्या तो चल जाता है. Not like that. Every single gesture has a very important thing to convey, and this is what is being described. This, the more one becomes subtler, you can indicate hundreds of things with your eyes just by like that. मतलब क्या है, राइट? कुछ नहीं बोला आपने, कुछ नहीं किया, सिर्फ आईब्रो रेस. अदर पर्सन थिंग्स पूछ रहा है क्या है बोल के, राइट? नहीं चाहिए, राइट? ऑफर मतलब आपने वो नहीं चाहिए, आप यू डोंट लाइक दैट, राइट? ऐसा ऐसा किया तो ठीक है, दैट इज यू डोंट वांट इट. नहीं चाहिए, you don't care about what is being offered to you, right? Like that. So this actually there is one concept in the uh, in the class delivering of the class. There is called whole class discussion. And I was planning in my mind when I was coming, I will ask the devotees, tell the most common gestures in the life where you convey the things not by speaking anything, but small movement of some part of your body will convey so many things. Yes, would you like to share something? I remember one time we were in Mayapur and then Chapataka Maharaj was there. Was before he get the stroke and all, and just enormous personality. I don't know how many of you have seen him before he gets the stroke. Now he has to sit in the chair and then is reduced in the size because of this too much of medication and all everything operations. But we have danced with him. He was a public man. He's never very reserved or anything like that. He was king of Mayapur, but never. It's not like somebody has to take an appointment and go to him. He was just roaming around everywhere, doing everything. We used to dance with him. We never danced with Varadraj Maharaj, but we have danced with Jayapataka Maharaj. So the huge personality. If you see in this hall, if there are 100 devotees dancing, you can't miss him out. He will be seen on the top. He'll be occupying the maximum space in the crowd or something like that. And then he was in the, and his way of gesturing everybody, welcoming. And then we arrived in Mayapur, took bath and reached to the temple hall and he was sitting. And then there are so many devotees from all over the world are coming. He was not knowing us, but he was knowing many of them, especially his disciples. And then one devotee commented, Maharaj doesn't have to do anything, just by his eyes he satisfies the people. His gestures of the eyes when the people used to come and welcome, when it used to come in front of him, it's like this Kartik time, devotees are arriving, like that. And just peacefully sitting, not moving hands, legs, anything. And the devotee beside me was telling, क्या बोले, क्या इंटरेक्शन है, जो आंख में सब हो जाता है बोले प्रभु जी इधर, राइट. So this is the thing. The more the one is subtler, to that extent we cannot do is imitate just like that unless we have that kind of love. Proper smile people used to see. Arre kya be-. I used to remember whole life they remember this smile only. Now how can this be possible? But it's a great science. When you do smile, how much you smile, how you see it, and then smile. It's not just smile. You can't just be. If the hearts are not connected, you're not done anything. You're not considered that devotee thoughtfully inside your mind and you just give a smile. Doesn't work. It's a very big, huge, very subtle science. And then these dances, which we have this क्या नाम है उनका, अलग अलग प्रकार के डांसेस है ना, कथक, कुचिपुड़ी एंड भरतनाट्यम, दिस दैट. लोगों को लगता है क्या कर रहे पागल की तरह टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे. अरे नहीं, दैट ऑल दिस स्मॉल स्मॉल जेस्चर्स, राइट, that gestures describe something. When people put the ring, they don't put ring anywhere. वो कौन सा तो भी उंगली में डालो, नहीं, they have to put in this particular finger only, like that. So when these people are dancing, that's why they describe the Shavatar from that dances. They can describe many other Krishna's pastime by this, just by the gestures of the hands and movements body of the body. Okay, you want to share some common gestures in this world? You can share. We'll be very happy to know from you. Yes, want to share something? He was raising the hand. He was raising hand. Somebody was raising hand here only in this corner. Then I went to describe Japataka Maharaj interaction. That time I saw some hand was getting raised. Anyway, no problem, no problem. If you want to perform the gesture of raising the hand, you can do that. हाँ बोलो. हाँ, yes, yes. Yes, like that. Then how you do it also makes a lot of difference. Yeah, it's a combination of many things. कौन बोल रहा था? Somebody was telling. हाँ, politicians. Yeah, 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 yeah. They have learned from Madhvacharya actually. Originally, Madhvacharya does like this. He said, I have conquered everybody, including all the Mayavadis. This is a victory. Of course, it's showing Dvandva also, but it's victory. He says, hey, आ जाओ, इसको बात करने तो आ जाओ. Madhvacharya has defeated everybody. Yes. Victory, victory. Yeah. Any other? Yeah, I was trying to share this, the whole emojis in the modern time. Up, whether it is this modern communication, SMS, WhatsApp message, or other emails also nowadays are hundreds of emojis practically. Right? You don't have to write anything. Just put a red face, you understand person. He has not liked the idea, frowning with the, what you read or told to him. And you just put a smile, wala, full smile. And there are hundreds of smiles there. Small smile, big smile, ha ha ha, ha, like that. So everything is there. So it depends upon how much you are happy. Based upon that, you put the emoji there. Yeah, you put the emoji like this, right? Like this, must, like that. So these are the most common ones, easily understandable ones. But to the extent one gets into this is a well big a beautiful science. And this, to the extent we appropriately use them, to that extent that interaction will be very sweet. If you inappropriately put here and there just by imitating, then maja chala gaya wo. Right? Somebody doesn't know how to use the emojis, puts anything anywhere. And that experience also I have. To put anything anywhere. कुछ तो लगाने बोल के लगा. No, no. You put thoughtfully, fully thoughtfully you put certain gesture at certain point of time. It will produce such an enormous effect. Provided emotionally how much you are strong, You know that concept of EQ, na? If our EQ is very high, then these things will make sense. Otherwise, they'll आपको इसमें से जिसका EQ ठीक नहीं है उसको लगेगा क्या बकबक कर रहे हैं प्रभु जी का टाइम पास कर रहे वेस्ट कर right. But then if your EQ is very high, then you will get enormous ideas from this particular concept which is being discussed here, right? So the this expressing of the emotions also a very important thing. Sometimes so many things come up in our mind, but when we are describing to the other person, we may not be able to describe, and he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand because we have not expressed properly. But if it is a combination of your thoughts, your actions, and everything, your emotions combinedly together, when you put it, then the next person very nicely understands. Right? It's like very, very simple it is. So to the extent you combine all of them together, to that extent, it will be expressed in a very most effective fashion. Hmm. So he taught them how to express the symptoms of continuous, natural, and transcendental ecstasies with the movements of their faces, their eyes, and the other parts of their bodies. I was fascinated when I heard this verse. I don't know whether you liked it or not. भाव प्रकटन लास्य राये सिखाय जगन्नाथेर आगे दुहे प्रगट दिखाय. Though the feminine poses and the dances they were taught by Ramananda Rai, through the feminine poses and the dances they were taught by Ramananda Rai, the two girls precisely exhibited all these expressions of ecstasy before Lord Jagannath. This proves my last part of the discussion. Why he has to be putting precisely? There can be the emotion which will not be expressed precisely. That's why he has to be precise. Precise means precise. The body, the emotions, and the gestures. All three match with each other. Then it is a precise gesture. It's a precise. That time is extremely important. Don't consider like that. Its time is extremely what time when you do it that makes it very clear. It's like that. We used to travel in the train. Previously, all our seniors and juniors, there was no concept of separately traveling or anything like that. It was a great family, and then there was a devotee, very powerful in his expressions, amazing. And then when our manager was sitting, temple manager was sitting, and beside that, that devotee was sitting, and the chai wala came, chai, 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 like that. And the devotee just saw it like this. And the manager told, you don't have to tell him that you don't want it. By seeing your eyes, he understood that you don't want it. Right? Like that. By gesture, he made sure that don't ask this particular thing to us. But he did not. You can frown, you can um neglect, you can disregard, and you can describe. All these things can be possible by this expression. But the vision was such that the understood that I don't have to be asking these people. Like, and that's called being precise. Why these great personalities like Srila Prabhupada and all these great devotees are remembered for such small interactions which the people have there with them in throughout their life? It's just because of this. It has the consciousness surely involved in it, but then they have beautiful expressions on their hearts and the mind and in their gestures. They're very beautiful expressions. They convey enormous things. I was describing the people. Matlab, when we describe the Vedic culture, Very culture goes to a very great subtleties of the life, which directly has a connection with the people's mind and emotions, right? Uh, Now you play that DJ or something like that. Tham, 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 tham. Everybody, I don't know who gets pleasure in this, but anyway, there are enormous people in this world who derive pleasure. It's shouting, yelling, yeah, why? There's no tal, sur or anything like that. But if you sing, Damodar Ashtakam is getting singing now, harmonium getting played, Mridanga is getting played, Kartal is getting played. Now, to the extent you know this, have the talent of this music talent, to that extent you can understand this example. Little mistake you do in playing Kartal, playing Mridanga, उस बाहर लगाने की जगह अंदर लग गया, ठक्करे मार दिया अंदर, राइट? बहुत सारे लोगों को कुछ नहीं लगता है। वो बेचारे दुर्दैवी लोग हैं वो। उनको कुछ पता ही नहीं क्या होता। बट द पीपल हु आर प्रिसाइज वंस दे विल हैव टफ टाइम टू डाइजेस्ट दिस। नेक्स्ट टाइम दे से ये पर तुम बगरतल नहीं बजाने तो बाजू में। सो देयर आर मेनी सिंगर्स हु चूज देयर अंतराज विद देम। कोई भी जाके बैठ नहीं सकता है उधर। कुछ कुछ लोग है कोई भी चलता है उसको चल जाता है गाड़ी वो ठीक है दैट्स फाइन। बट देयर आर मेनी वंस दे कांट जस्ट एनीबॉडी डजंट नहीं उसको वही लगता है आदमी बिकॉज ही मेक श्योर दैट ही नोज ऑल्सो वन थिंग अनदर वन इज प्रिसाइज वन you see we have that Nam Sankirtan recently from Prem Sankirtan, right? And then Agnidev Prabhu mentioned we have got such a wonderful Mridanga player. But for the special ones, he was sitting for sure because it was needed. So it's like that. It's a deep science. It's not a superficial science. This is modern world. We never understand this particular science. So the gestures are a very great science. Hmm. Yes, through the feminine poses and dances, they were taught by Ramananda Rai. The two girls precisely exhibit all these expressions of the ecstasy before Lord Jagannath. Well, thank you. We'll end up this discussion here. Okay, one or two verses we can take now. More. तबे से ही दुई जन प्रसाद खोवाइला निब्रते दुहारे निज घरे पठाइला. Then Ramananda Rai fed the two girls sumptuous prasadam and sent them to their homes unexposed. Yes, everything should end with prasadam. प्रतिदिन राय ऐचे कराए साधना साधन है ओके कौन जाने शूद्र जीव कहाँ तार माना. Every day he trained the two Devadasis how to dance. When among the small living who among the small living entities their minds always absorbed in the material sense gratification could understand the mentality of Sri Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai's service to the gopis for the satisfaction of Krishna is purely an affair of the spiritual world. Unless one is fully situated in the spiritual atmosphere, the activities of Ramananda Rai are most difficult to understand, not most difficult to imitate, most difficult to understand. We cannot understand only. So, only conclusion can be best is I cannot understand. Let me continue with my minuscule, small efforts of practicing Krishna consciousness. मिश्रेर आगमन राय सेवक कहिला शीघ्र रामानंद तबे सभा ते आईला. When the servant informed Ramananda Rai of Pradyumna Mishra's arrival, Ramananda Rai immediately went to the assembly room. मिश्रेर नमस्कार करे सम्मान करिया निवेदन करे किछु विनीत हैया. He offered his obeisances to Pradyumna Mishra with all respects and then, with great humility, spoke as follows. So this can be a consistent gesture of the great devotees. Ramandara is much more elevated than. There is no question of both comparing like this. All Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees are the liberated personalities. But Ramandra is the most intimate, most loved one, most closest personality is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu compared in comparison to uh, Pradyumna Mishra. But so happy to offer obeisances and ask on the details of how he has come and expressing all the gestures with humility. So there is no end to this particular consciousness. There is no end to humility. There is no limit of the humility. We can keep on increasing to the extent we can do very happily, easily, consciously. It's not that there is a particular barometer of the humility. This is the end of humility. No, there is no end of humility. So it's very to the extent we can, as much as possible, humble we can become. Those who are continuously doing some contemplation to find out how their devotional service is going on, they'll surely consider I need to be more humbler than what I am now. When we hear this kind of presentation and the behaviors of the devotees, we should only consider that I have so long way to go, right? At least then I should appreciate this particular behavior. Slowly, we'll be able to practice it also. And he's expressing now. Bahu kshana ila more kahe na kahila kehana तुम्हार चरणे मोर अपराध हैला. Sir, you came here long ago, but no one informed me. Therefore, I have certainly become an offender at your lotus feet. Yeah. So I will share one small thing in this, which can be very easily applied. Is that uh, we were having many, at least previously, was very active management was there with me of the temple and everything, voices. Um, and so many issues to resolve. Complain about this, complain about that. That devotee did this to that devotee. This devotee did that to that devotee. Senior devotee did like this. Junior devotee like this. That assistant did like this. Service authority did like this. Hangama, hangama. And then we were just one time describing that the managers together. बोले एक छोटा सा चीज अप्लाई करेंगे ना आप सिर्फ बोलो सॉरी मैं गलत एंड दिस वाज माय मिस्टेक बस इतना ही just you agree don't have to give explanation don't have to justify clarify whatever just somebody everybody top to bottom right from the biggest people from down this should one thing should be done just say sorry that you have made a mistake people doesn't want to say sorry that's all they'll describe this but they forget to say sorry but that would have resolved long before right but not ready right so especially the people who are on the top should learn I remember uh, the personal servant of one of the spiritual masters sharing he will shout he will क्या बोलते हैं उसको he'll be angry and he'll speak Chastise, 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 chastise once and will come 100 times. Who has chastised to? His servant, who has volunteered to do his personal service, right? Will chastise the spiritual master, Guru. Will chastise and come 100 times later and tell, Prabhu, sorry, I chastised you that day for this particular thing. And this servant shared so many times I told, okay, Maharaj, you chastise once, say sorry once. Chastise once. Why you have to say sorry, sorry 100 times? That is one. And then he was telling that many times he said, you don't have to say sorry. You are in that position. As a guru, have the full right to chastise your disciples. Right? This he also knows, the guru also knows this. But he said is to resolve all the smallest doubt or inconvenience which must have caused on the level of my body and the mind or emotions. That sorry have dissolved every single thing which could have remained, the traces could have remained of that interaction. Is like that. It's a very big thing. It's a very big thing. Especially when the people on the top say sorry is a very big thing. Amazing it is. So this should be imbibed. This should be imbibed consciously. This should be imbibed. When I understand created inconvenience, and we understand that we have created inconvenience. We are not so foolish. We know that. We understand. Then we understand others have created inconvenience for us, right? And how can you don't understand that you have created inconvenience for others, right? One person's have the sanctioner of the particular designs in one point of time, and then I propose the design. I find out so many faults in that design, and then we incorporated some of them which were logical one. And then their designs came for sanctioning to me. Then there was such a gross mistake. I was wild. I said, nonsense, you cannot understand this small thing. How can you send the design for review? This should not come for review. Design should come for review, but this cannot be there in the review. It is foolish. This mistake cannot be there. Before coming for review, this only I had to answer. And the reply is heavily punching you, right? And then the reply of his service authority came to me. Prabhuji is not so good in this designing, Prabhuji. Somehow you have a great talent in found how to design, but he may is not so talented in this particular field. And this reply came justifying that guy that he cannot be so precise in the design. And I became so angry with this. He said, when I sent the design, he was scrutinizingly, precisely scrutinizing my design. When his design came, you are saying he doesn't have this design of this. Nonsense. How come this is like that? I said, I disagree with this fully. Forget whether I was heavy, normal, less, or whatever, that I can agree for it. But don't justify that he doesn't know designing, right? If others cause inconvenience to you, understand that he has caused inconvenience to you. You don't understand you have caused inconvenience to others. What nonsense is this? You don't justify that you don't understand you cause inconvenience. प्रभु जी मैं ऐसे ही हूँ ऐसा मत रहो अगर ऐसे ही हो तो right. We have come here for the change. One time I gave this also to the prove मैं ऐसा हूँ मैं क्या करूँ बोला ऐसे नहीं ऐसा रहने के लिए इतना है क्या ऐसे ही रहने था पहले जैसे था वैसे ही है क्या कुछ चेंज किया है कि नहीं हाँ बोले हाँ चेंज करने के लिए आया तो चेंज करने के ऊपर काम करो जबरदस्ती मत बोलो मैं ऐसा ही हूँ करके ठीक है मैं ऐसा ही हूँ ऐसा हो ठीक है अभी एग्री वन टाइम ठीक है वो ऐसा हो बोल के मगर ऐसा मत करो अभी अभी चेंज होने का ट्राई करो ऐसा हो क्या है ये राइट सो लाइक दैट if we are causing inconvenience, any sincere devotee should understand that he is causing inconvenience to others. If they cannot understand this also, then they are not. First, one has to become conscious before becoming Krishna conscious. This is the right hand rule for anybody. Don't become Krishna conscious. You will never become Krishna conscious. Not possible. If somebody is not conscious. If somebody is not conscious, he cannot become Krishna conscious. Guaranteed. लिख के लो bond paper. He cannot become. He has to first become conscious. That's why when Indradyumna Maharaj was performing Tapasya, some rishi came, I don't remember him, and he gave him the curse, fool, you become elephant. If some you can be the deepest in your meditation, no problem, but it should know some changes have happened around me. Somebody has come and roaming around. If your meditation has not reached to the such subtler levels of understanding, then it is useless meditation. That meditation has not taken you in subtler form. Is you are still gross. That's why he cursed. Rather, doing meditation, the rishi should be very happy as somebody is doing meditation. He good blessings. He was doing meditation, he gave a curse. He said, your meditation has not made you elevate in the consciousness. That's why you need to be cursed. It made him the elephant who is unconscious, fellow, like that. You may think, अरे क्या राजा ने क्या किया बेचारा तो meditation कर रहा था. अरे meditation means you should reach to the subtlest aspects of the consciousness. This is meditation. And your consciousness should perceive that something is there around in me, right? If you are sleeping also, if you are meditating also, कोई आप बाजू से जाता है आपको समझ में आता है कि नहीं? आता है कि नहीं समझ? अब आता नहीं मतलब तो फिर मेडिटेशन नहीं होगा, मे बी स्लीप एक्चुअली. Meditation will make the people subtler. So this is the subtle thing. Just say sorry. That's not a very big thing. Ramananda Rai say can say sorry. What's the problem with us? Right? Okay, we end here. Oh, I thought this time is over. Some of the devotees were leaving. Anyway, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Please kindly keep this book